This afternoon we have a 1958 356A Speedster. It is well known to us, having been owned by a good friend, celebrity rock and roll client from the West Coast, who has enjoyed this car for the last 12 years and serviced it when and where needed with well-known Porsche specialists. It was originally ivory, but today resplendent in black, and I hope everyone agrees it looks awesome. We're gonna put it through its paces. Jason, come on. Okay, so she's been sitting outside for quite some time today, so let's fire her up. Okay, let's get on the road, warm her up a little bit. Let's make sure it's not on reserve. There's a vintage Bronco that we took from the same ownership on trade. But we're going to concentrate on the 356 Speedster. We're not going to set any land speed records in the 356 Speedster. They're just made for total fun and enjoyment. Some of the coolest cars to drive, very nimble. They are eligible for some of the coolest vintage rally events around. If you drive a good one that's been maintained, they're great. If you drive a mediocre one, well, you'll realize that at one point in these cars' lives, they were not very expensive, and I think people learned how to weld under them. We look for 356s that are not or were never basket cases, and cars with really, really wonderful provenance. So this is one of them. It has been in its most recent ownership until being traded to us for 12 years. A resident of West Coast of California, good friend of ours, and serviced by Porsche specialists throughout that ownership. So it was originally not a black car. It was originally ivory. It is numbers matching. It was long-term owned prior to the most previous owner. Also in California, photographs document it's being used for regional shows, and it's always been a proper car throughout, and again, no stories. So I don't think it's had high mileage from new. I don't know if we could document mileage, but it is, again, it's proper. It's had an engine rebuild. It's had original Rudge wheels put on it. It has been repainted, and it was a proper car underneath because it was a West Coast California car that lived a good life. Gearbox, clutch are perfect. No rattles, squeaks. It's just a good one. Brakes well and straight. We're gonna go down the farm road, first, second gear, third gear. They're awesome cars. They cruise really well. They're bulletproof. I mean, this one's, sweet like sugar. A little hint towards the previous ownership.
Yes, please.
But, I don't know. Do you think this car would have looked good in maroon?
Oxblood.
Not oxblood, maroon. Maroon.
How many?
Speedsters have we ever owned?
Yeah.
I think we've owned more than 5. I don't think we've ever owned another maroon one. Although this was never maroon, it was ivory. And it's had a Weber conversion. The gearbox is great. Power is great. We're going to hit the curvaceous road and head up to our flybys. They're Porsches through and through. I mean, they do everything right. I mean, everything right. And I usually say this at the end, but this particular one is really straight. It's never needed a complete restoration. It has been stripped down to metal and repainted. The gaps are great. The underside is great. We say, you know, inspections are welcome. Anyone who'd like to inspect this, we're all for it, because it's one of the best ones we've had as far as structure. And again, was in its previous ownership for 12 years. So it would not have stayed there. And they're just fun to drive. We are going to jettison Jason. Jason actually continues this all the time just to taunt me on how long I'm going to wait until I ask him to get out of the car. Now's a good time.
Tally-ho!
Okay, well, I can't say. She's really tight, well sorted, prepared, serviced. Hope you enjoyed the flybys. Superb condition, an exceptional amount of fun on back roads. No play from the steering box. Just a really lovely 356 Speedster. She really does go very well. Moves like Jagger. I mean,
I don't get that.
well, get it.
I don't understand the reference.
Anyway, she's been in good ownership with a good friend for a long while, and it was just time for a change in the collection. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful video. Thanks for watching.